This is a really good book. And when I say this, I mean Looking for Alaska by John Green. There's an idea in this novel of a life's library, which is something I've always wanted to have anyway, to have my own library, a room or a wall or however it happens. And in the book, it's not necessarily books you've already read, you're just collecting books, so you would essentially have everything you would ever need to read already with you. So I've been working on my own life's library, and I wanted to give you guys an idea of how it's going. We've got the Aragon series in hardcover and one paperback of Aragon for loaning. We've got an Artemis Fowl book I haven't read, The Hobbit, Lord of the Rings, Coraline. That paper-covered one is an extra copy of The Hobbit that I got by accident. And then we've got the entire Harry Potter series here, all in hardcover. Moving up a shelf, we have first old horse stories that I used to read. I was really into horses, so I have a lot of fairy tales, horse stories, and things like that, and a candle. Then we have some other old books that I found. These first three, the Bible and the two Shakespeare books, I got from my great-grandmother, who got the Shakespeare books from a book club she was part of. She got them in the mail a long time ago. So I have those, and that's a really old Bible that I haven't opened, and it smells like an old book, which is always cool. Got some fairy tales. That blue one's an empty book. We've got a rhyming dictionary and a book, Bird by Bird, that I haven't read yet, that my teacher gave me, my writing teacher. And then over here we've sort of got the controversial religious section beginning. We have Oneness, a book about all of the things that are similar, principles within each religion. And then we've got this copy of the Bible right next to this big book called 101 Myths of the Bible. Then we have the Zodiac book, and then we have some more fiction, things that I like. We have Elsewhere and a book about Ireland, which I haven't read yet, which should be really fun. The Book Thief, which is excellent. Thirsty, The Perks of Being a Wallflower, read it. And then we've got some more controversy here. We have Teen Spellbook, Witchcraft, and Goddesses and Astrology. It's my metaphysical section of my bookshelf. Third shelf is mostly textbooks and nonfiction. These are things from college classes and from garage sales that I've picked up, because when don't you need a textbook? This is my little ASL section, and there's also an English book there, and a math textbook, and then we've got a book about zombies, and then we have my sort of John Green / fiction that's newer section. We have a Libba Bray book that I haven't read yet, and 3 John Green books. I haven't read Will Grayson yet, but I really want to. This book called Skin, which is actually really, really good. I just picked it up at a bookstore because it looked good, and I couldn't stop reading it, so I had to buy it. And I finished it, and it's really good. And then we've got book 2 of the Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, because I found it for like $1 at a garage sale. And then we have a book of poetry, and a tiny book that I get to fill up myself. Here we first have some books that I got at library sales and on sale at bookstores, used bookstores. The first one's Mr. Skeffington, and I haven't read it. I got it at a library sale because it looked cool, and eventually, when I run out of things to read, I'll read it, and I'm guessing that it will be at least reasonably good. Then we've got Taltos, which is the same thing. I might be pronouncing it wrong. It's an Anne Rice book, so I bought it. It was only like $1. And then we have The Shining and Sandmare. That should really be over in my horse stories section. The American Prophecy, which a crazy guy gave to me outside of a movie store one time. And then we have Anne of Green Gables series. Then we have, I can't remember the name of this series here. It's Misty of Chincoteague. But I read them so many times. I used to love them so much. Then we have The View from Saturday, The Eager Reader Bible, which I'm not sure why I have it, but I guess why not. We got 2 of the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants books. I should probably buy the rest of them because I hate having an incomplete series. We've got Holes, Time Stops for No Mouse, Flush and Hoot, which I saw that there's another one called Scat, and that made me realize that there might even be others that I don't have, so I need to look into that. Then we have some more older and some horse stories. The Fire Pony, my sister gave that to me. and Esperanza Rising was a really good book that I read when I was in elementary school. Ella Enchanted and The Two Princesses of Bamar were both really good books that I liked a lot, both by, I can't remember their first name, the last name's Levine. The Doll People, which creeped the crap out of me when I was little, but it always ended up, by the time I finished it, I always liked it, so I kept that. Bud Not Buddy in hardcover was a really good book, and what I always remember from that book is that he got a pencil stuck up his nose, eraser first, to I think the R in Ticonderoga, which Ticonderoga is my favorite kind of pencil, but I can never imagine such a great pencil being used in such a bad situation. Then we have some other smaller ones in there that I think I got from a book club, including A Cricket in Times Square, which is Kisses and Pigs, which I don't remember what it's about, A Long Way from Chicago. And then we have Shy Boy. Got the Daring Book for Girls. My mom bought it for me because I was cranky when we were at Costco once because they had the Daring Book for Boys, or they had some kind of book for boys, and I was complaining about them being sexist because that's all they had. Not to the store, just to my mom. And so she found one time and decided to buy it for me, and I haven't actually read it, but it has little cool tips and things in it, and it's really interesting. It has how to do all these things that are stereotypically boy things to do, and tips about, I remember the one I did read was about basketball, and it gave you a quick overview of what was going on so that you didn't have to sound stupid if you don't know. We've got another religious and metaphysical section here. We have Religion for Dummies, because who doesn't need that? We've got a yoga book, a palmistry book, and talkable Bible stories, which I don't know why we had it. It was already in my house, and I took it and put it in here. Haven't read it at all, but, you know, I might get bored someday. And then I have a Greek mythology book. That's it then. That's all I have so far for my books. I have a few that are lying around and in boxes from when we moved, like I have an American Sign Language dictionary and a book on how to read the tarot, and other things like that that aren't related at all, that are all over the place. I hope you have enjoyed learning a little bit about me through my book choices, and I will see you around.